The next question, which is the one that I was excited to get into, Rakeem, at the beginning of it, he was kind of like, he kind of hit on what I was going for. Do you feel like a shorter series has it tougher standing out over longer periods of time? And so here's the thing. Basically what Rakeem said, like, yes, it's so much harder when you're like, it's okay. Like, you can be great as a shorter series, but it don't matter. Like, people gonna forget. And I mean, like, it's really just the passage of time, like, and how much content that we're swamped in. Like, every season, there's another 50 fucking anime, and like some of them are good. And I'm finna hurt people's feelings in just a little bit because it's a lot of shows where I'm like, yup, it's just like that. Like, at, Will said Outlaw Star. If you are our age in your 30s, you know what Outlaw Star is. And Outlaw Star was considered a GOAT anime. I would bet money that if you talk to most 25, 23-year-olds, you're going to say, hey, what you think of Outlaw Star? They're going to be like, what the fuck is that?
My brother
they don't
probably
have
no
any memory of that shit. They weren't around for the Toonami era where that shit was on, or even like when it used to air in reruns at really late on Adult Swim. They weren't around for that. They don't remember it. And so, like, it doesn't matter how great a story is if people don't remember it. And here's the other problem. I mean, like, let's just say this. When you have so many new series that are also good, it's like in the 90s, there were fewer anime. You could say, like, okay, there's maybe 30 or 40 anime that you have to watch. Some of them were movies. Some of them were OVAs. All of them, like, very few of them were really long. Like, the longest anime at the time that was like a serial anime, if we talking early 90s, or if we talking like the early 2000s, One Piece wasn't over here yet. Like, it wasn't on and popping with One Piece yet. Like, One Piece, I think it came on the Fox box in like 2003. But if you talking 2001, 2002, like, you gonna get a list of maybe 40 anime, and all of them are like really short. Dragon Ball Z is gonna be the longest one you watching, and it's longer than the rest of them by like 6, 7, 8 times. The rest of them are really at best 40 episodes, 50 episodes. Most of them go run 6, 8. Most of them go run 6 to 26, something like that. And so, like, you're watching, you can get through all the landmark, really important, really great shows really quickly. You can't do that no more. Do you know how many great shows came out in the 2000s? Do you know how many great shows came out in the 2010s? And so, like, it's cool. The show can be great. The show can be amazing. It can blow you away. You can be like, oh, shit, this shit was incredible. And guess what? In 2 years, everybody going to be there forgot about it. Okay? And this is stepping on my next question a little bit, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Last week, I gushed over Lycoris Recoil. I gushed over it. I talked about how incredible it was. I watched the episode today, and I still just had this big grin on my face watching Chisato, listening to her voice actor, that actress who's doing a fantastic job of bringing life to that character. And guess what? In a year, nobody's gonna remember that show ever aired. Like, it hurts for me to say it, but the truth is the truth. In a year, nobody's gonna know. And while we at it, like, people complain about remakes. In the anime world, remakes might be necessary. Trigun?
In a way, yeah.
How many people know what the fuck Trigun is about now? How many of these, oh man, the big three, goated, this, that, and the third, how many of them ever saw Trigun? How many of them know who the fuck Vash the Stampede is?
They know what
How many
but
kids,
they never watched the show.
They never watched it because the shit been off the air, off cable for years. Like, even something as great as Cowboy Bebop, to me, the only reason it has the relevance it has in America is because Adult Swim wouldn't stop airing that motherfucker.
Yeah,
that's it.
Very true.
If they had stopped airing that shit,
that ain't Inuyasha.
I mean, Inuyasha is long though. Like, that motherfucker. It's long as a bitch. It's like 160 episodes, and then they had to do a final chapter, another 26. So it's close to 200 episodes. So, like, at least it's got that going for it. And like you said, like, when a show is that long, people grow up with it. So even if the show is mediocre, and I'm not going to point no fingers, I don't really care about pointing fingers and be like, oh, this show that you love is actually trash. I ain't got time for that. What I'm telling you is, even if a show is mediocre, if you wake up and watch it every day or every week, you watch the episode, you coming home from school, you all hype, you all happy, you like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. Even as it falls off, people don't understand sunk cost fallacy. They just gonna keep watching it. They're like, well, I've been watching it this long, I gotta see it through. So like, it don't really matter like how long the show is and how long ago it fell off. None of that shit matters. Like, you've been watching it since you was a junior in high school and you didn't graduate college, and you're not gonna get in. Like, if that sounds extreme, it's not. Like, how old is One Piece? Came out in 96 in the manga and 99, I think, or 98 in the anime. Like, that's not extreme at all. Like, that show literally has been running for 20 plus years. What's up, Keen?
I remember I talked to you about this the other day. I was like, what are you watching? Oh, you watching me watch One Piece? I was like, yeah, I remember this arc when I was like 11 years old. And I remember watching specific. I watched it like, oh yeah, watch this next episode. This one, I'm ready for the final fight with the villain. I remember this specifically. I was a kid. I'm 31 now. I remember that vividly.
Yeah,
That's
I remember you talking about, Luffy putting the hat on Nami. I was like, oh, you're talking about the Arlong arc. So it's like,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
You see how long that is? Like, people not. It's not that longer series don't have challenges. It's that, like, when you're around for that long, like, not only do people kind of let you go and they just like, hey man, I'm gonna just let you have it. Like Simpsons and Family Guy and American Dad, like, once you're on a certain amount of time, they don't want to let you go off. Like, they would rather you stay on the air because they like, hey man, we know you got a guaranteed fan base for us that's gonna make us a certain amount of money every year. And like, that shit just, shorter series can't compare to that. And so a short series has to be literally godlike. It has to be talked about for generations just to keep people hyping it. Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis Evangelion, like, it has to be some next level, like, done some shit that nobody's ever done before, or at least like it got popular for doing something that may have been done before. Like, that's the only way. And so, like, yeah, to me, I feel like shorter series have a way tougher job, way more work to do.